Across the continent of Greater Banya, peoples of all walks of life share a common sense. A sense that something is approaching. What it is remains a secret to most, but they can feel it. Rumors of sickness spread in the south. A mountain flies in the west. An army of living flame marches through the desert sands, leaving a line of glass as their trodden path. Yes, these are the troubles set to welcome a god into this world. Behelit, the lidless eye, god of the searing light. She approaches and will not be deterred. However, a few know of her coming and prepare. A deadly and cunning thief, a champion of the mountain tribes, a cleric of chaos, a brilliant artificer, and a scarred soul whose past is catching up with him. Can these individuals save the rest? Can they kill a god? Can they save their friend? Can they each finally find a home? Let us together read the final chapters of these heroes. I'm the one that speaks. Yep. Yep. This is my game. Gotcha. I remember.
I almost clarified. I'm like, and remember, Andy, you're going to speak first. But I was like, nah, we good.
Nah, we good. Of course, Andy knows. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Goats and Dragons, the stream where Helpful Goat Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons, a game of shared storytelling where I make my friends seduce a dragon. I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and I'm not alone. With me, as always, is Galway, playing the tiefling sorcerer Charity.
Hey, everybody. My name's Galway, pronouns he, him, his, and I play Caloran Charity of the Family, whose pronouns are also he, him.
Adam, playing the halfling rogue Burbage Kemp.
Hi, everybody. My name's Adam. I use the pronouns he, him, his, or they, them, theirs, and I play Burbage Kemp, who uses he, him, his.
Lena, playing the Goliath Barbarian Stormbringer.
Hi, I'm Lena, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm playing Stormbringer, whose pronouns are also she, her, hers.
Hello, Craig. And Rachel, playing the gnomish artificer Clem.
Hi, I'm Rachel. And I like Clem, like Andy just said. I don't need to repeat it, I guess. And we both use she, her, hers.
And Darcy, playing the tiefling cleric Hakari.
Hi, I'm Darcy. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and Hakari's are she, her, hers. And I'm not on camera tonight because I have a bad case of resting bitch face.
Nice.
What's funny is that on Discord, your profile picture is kind of you with resting bitch face.
It's actually not me. It's from a movie. It's from the movie
Breathless. Yeah.
Breathless.
Oh, wow. That looks a lot like you.
I know. I realized that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not you?
Yeah, it's
Correct.
a woman in the, 60s?
Yeah.
That looks so much
1960s.
Jesus.
I know. Yeah,
Wow.
but she also has resting bitch face there, so.
Well, if you don't mind, Darcy, I'm going to go ahead and right-click and say, show non-video participants off.
That's fine.
It's disconcerting that that's not you.
It's freaking you out?
I don't mind your resting bitch face, but some person from some movie? No, thank you.
Some person from some movie. Anyway, so tonight we are doing a live recording of the podcast Goats and Dragons. In fact, we now have 3 podcast feeds we would love you to listen to wherever you find your podcasts. So besides Goats and Dragons, there is a Helpful Goat Presents, where we play shorter campaigns, one-shots, plus the sort of I'm calling it interlocking campaign that's jammed by Galway in the world of Tyr. It's several sort of shorter campaigns, sort of all in the same world, and there are story threads throughout all of them, I think, that are quite interesting. So you can check that out on Helpful Goat Presents. And we also have the Dom and Dragons, the 25-episode campaign where we played D&D with actor Dominic Monaghan, which is fun.
I started listening to that again, and there's still things I'm picking up in terms of like little clever connections and reveals from Dom and Dragons about the Fates of Rin. It's wild, wild stuff.
There's some fun stuff. Yeah. We're also affiliate on Twitch, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And if you have Amazon Prime through Prime Gaming, you can just get a free subscription. If you don't use it on us, use it on someone because it's free for you already. And it really helps out small content creators like ourselves. So we appreciate that. Let's anytime Adam is gonna giggle tonight at all, I'm just gonna laugh a lot.
Why would you laugh at that?
I don't know. So Galway, I think we have a
Sorry.
I think we have a new donate command.
Yeah, exclamation point donate in the chat. We'll give you a Ukrainian built list of links for ways that you can support Ukraine and Ukrainians as they deal with a hostile invasion, which is legitimately not a thing that I thought I would be saying in 2022. Of like, oh, we're in a land war in Europe. It's real bad. And it is real bad. So if you have time, go ahead, check that link out. Like I said, it's a curated list from Ukrainians themselves that I also vetted against various sources of legitimate charities, etc.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And that is the exclamation point donate command in the chat. You can get just a link to that there. We also have a couple other commands in the chat if you want. If you like us, want to hang out with us, you're more than welcome to. You can type exclamation point Discord in the chat, and that will get you a link to our Discord where all of us on here do stuff in the Discord. We play games, we watch movies, Rachel reads to us. It's there is no barrier between the content creators and our community and stuff. We're just a part of it, and we really enjoy it. And if you want to enjoy that as well, exclamation point Discrod in the chat. We also have exclamation point merch, where if you have some extra means and are wanting some gear about your favorite podcasts, that was Darcy in the background.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You can go ahead and type exclamation point merch, and that'll get you linked up with our merch page. And we have all kinds of amazing stuff. We have artists from our community being featured. We have shirts and t-shirts about inside jokes in the games and characters. Oh, it's brilliant. If you like Helpful Goat content, you would probably really enjoy that. I think all of us have stuff from our merch, which is awesome. And also, if you don't want stuff and you just want to give us cash to buy coffee, or to honestly to keep the lights on, essentially, to make sure that we're able to provide podcasts and Twitch streaming services, and make sure that people have microphones and all this sort of stuff, you can donate straight to us with exclamation point KO-FI, or like coffee. And that can get you hooked up with us. And I believe, is Chelsea have a poem for tonight?
Yes, it is in the chat.
I can go ahead and like reading the poem because I've scrolled up to it.
Yeah, great.
Happy 1 month birthday to Randolph the homunculus cutie Clem created. The brothers Kemp taverns make best babysitters and a heartfelt reunion celebrated. Something doesn't feel right here in Cliffmill, a town on the rise, as the bells heed warning to a winged surprise. The family stand together, therefore there's nothing they can't do. Much love, Fates of Rin crew. I can see and hear you. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
Yay.
Chelsea,
I meant to
you're the
clap and instead I waved. So I went like this and I was like, wait, that's not the right response to this.
That's the last one. That's the end. Oh no.
Oh, Jeebus. I'm sorry.
The Brothers Kemp. That's so cool. I like that a lot, Chelsea.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chelsea. All right. With that, I suppose we will get into tonight's episode of Fates of Rin.
Can I just say that every time you say that, I
Yes.
still hear like 8-Bit Hero start playing in my head.
Yep.
It's just like years of training. I'm just like, and 8-Bit Hero start? No.
All right. So previously on Goats and Dragons. Is there music?
Feather Waltz.
There we go.
It's a far cry from 8-Bit Hero, but I'll take it.
There we go. So, last time on the Fates of Rin, the family arrived very suddenly in the middle of their, what we might call home city at this point. Feeling the extra pressure of another town of people that they don't know, Clem decided to sort of abscond from the group for a bit to find a little piece of nature where they could just sit and relax and create Randolph, Clem's homunculus that is terrifying. Hakari immediately went to go to the bar to get drunk, and Hakari did get incredibly drunk. Burbage went to immediately go see Avery, who was nearly mortally wounded by Shenik. Avery seemed to have lost an arm in that confrontation, but he's alive and seems to be doing better. Thanks to the help of Aideen, who has, over the last couple weeks, been on, or a week, I think, been on a scouting mission in order to sort of see what's going on. She's been hearing rumors. She's been seeing some odd signs. And, however, she was due back a couple days ago and did not return. So Charity then, of course, used Hakari in order to sort of check in on Aideen. And when it looks like Aideen was actually picked up by the Goliath tribe coming to Cliffmill, it also seemed like she was pretty hurt. So Charity and Clue, the flaming horse, rode off into the night sky in order to find her and bring her back as quickly as possible. Not only did Charity find her, he also healed her a great deal, to the point where she woke up and was able to speak. And some of her first words were, "There is an army of flame coming. And if they're coming to Cliffmill, they might be here in just over a couple of weeks." Stormbringer was eavesdropping on Burbage the whole time, assuming that everyone else in her family was safe and sound and where they should be. So upon returning back to the tavern, she checked in on Charity, who just returned with Clue and Aideen right at the moment Stormbringer walked in. And no longer than a couple seconds after that, the alarm bells of the city started to go off. And one of the guards came running in the tavern saying that a great white beast, a dragon, had landed in the forest outside of town. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to pick up this evening. So, what all would you like to do?
Can I just ask, what did I hear from where I am?
You hear alarm bells going off and a couple of people shouting in the distance, but you're not exactly sure what's going
Okay.
on.
I just want to know how much I know about, like,
Right.
the situation.
Nor did you actually get in your head Pellet or whoever's voice.
Oh yeah, no,
Right.
whoever.
I had another creepy voice in my head.
A
You had another
a
creepy
white
voice.
dragon that calls us the family. Yeah, no, there's just dozens of those.
Yeah, I had a creepy voice in my head that I told to leave me alone.
Yes,
tell
and the
me
voice in
where
your
it's
head asks you to free me and open me. And you're not
Yeah, I told
exactly.
him to like, not tell me what to do.
Yeah, you told him off.
Thank God that Clem has minor ODD tendencies. Open the box. Fuck you. Here's a blanket. Look, I'm putting more stuff on it.
The box is even more closed now, dick.
So, friends, what would you like to do?
So at the family, I need you, white dragon. I'll also say that Charity is sort of like swaying slightly, because essentially the way I picture this is coming in through the ethereal plane. Clue was just going like full tilt, and we essentially stop and like rock forward, go back into normal space, door opens. She's like, "Hi." Pelotot's voice in head, alarm bells. We should probably go deal with that right now with no further conversation, right?
Charity, I have something in my pocket that I need to show you, but
if this was Burbage, I would
first.
chide you for being obscene, but now I'm concerned.
It's okay, I think it will stay unconscious for a while.
That did not alleviate the concerns!
And I think Hikari and Burbage are kind of drunk, so hopefully Heliotas means, like, he needs us generally, not like he needs us to take action right this second. Especially because I don't know where Clem is either. But we can go see the dragon and maybe try to grab.
Let's get all of them. This should be fun. I kind of want to see Pelototh interact with Hikari drunk.
I want to pet the dragon.
Charity's gonna walk out where I assume that like they're parading. I think we said they were like parading Burbage around, like people on like had him on their shoulders, etc. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm gonna need him. And has anyone seen Hikari?
Hikari appears from under the dress of a very large half-orc woman. With a bottle in her hand.
Hey guys, yes? I think we probably are y'all sober enough to still be getting messages in there? I'm not trying a message cantrip right now.
You're doing a message cantrip or you're not?
No, I don't want to risk it. I'm not sure what's going on in either of those right now, but I have seen the number of empty bottles on the floor, and I feel it would be unwise for me to, Anywho, I'm pretty sure that was Pelototh and that he might need us. Has anyone seen Clem?
So after I hear the alarms happening, I'm going to look at Randolph and I'll be like, all right, come with me. And I am going to start walking back towards the center of town, like towards where like it felt like the center of town was. And I'm just going to, as I'm walking, I'm just going to every 30 seconds or so cast message and try and point it in different directions and stuff to see. Sure. just be like to Charity and be like, hello, Charity, and just different iterations of that as I walk towards town.
It only takes 30 40 seconds after this, if you're hurrying at all, to find out that they're one of the first places you look is the tavern. Either way. And so very quickly, Charity, you also hear this in your head.
Excellent timing. Remember how I said that I was going to introduce you to some of our old friends, at least the ones that were still alive? Good news.
These alarms for your friends?
Yes. Let's hope
That's not
that
how alarms usually work.
it depends on the friend.
I'm
Clem.
intrigued.
Clem, a sturdy, sort of youngish dwarven woman is bolting next to you with a crossbow, going, "Ah! I'll fuck him up."
Is that your friend?
I can't see through the message, can.
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure you would know if you were meeting the friend in question. Was the individual you were referring to at least, I don't know, 45 feet long and ancient?
Not that I could see.
Fair. So if we just gather up at the tavern, I'm probably going to need help dealing with Hikari and Burbage, who have been Hikari and Burbage in a tavern for some
I
period
can
of time.
carry both of them. I'm very big.
That's fair. Nadine, want to meet one of the other friends? Honestly, with regard to defending the city, if he's at all interested, it's probably going to be for the best.
We should probably go because the alarms probably mean that they think he's attacking. I just figured that out. That's probably why. It's not, oh, there's somebody here. They probably think that they have to fight him.
It's not a doorbell. They rang that one for
Yeah.
us. The celebratory bells were for us. This is the, yeah, we should go. Anywho, Charity's like, I'll go ahead just so that I can try to ward off the, shooting. And at this, Charity's going to sort of hop onto Clue's back. Be like, we should go, buddy. I will say, as they do that, Stormbringer and a Dean at least would easily see. Previously, Clue could fly, but he just kind of flew. There are traces of silver flamed wings coming off of him now, where the Pegasus wings would be, and at the top of Charity's hair, some of his hair is now slightly red orange in place of its normal white. We should go. Will meet us. Excuse me, panicked citizenry. Which way is the dragon?
Giant dragon in the forest, just east of town.
There we go. That was that was the where. The question was where, not what.
Are you gonna kill it?
No.
Could you kill it?
Yes. Yeah, if we wanted to, but we don't.
Okay.
Somewhat
reassuring.
Off we go, Clue.
I'm gonna scoop up Burbage and Hikari, one on each arm, just carrying them like on my shoulders, and jog after Charity.
Are we gonna go pet the dragon?
Yeah, I mean, you have to ask for his consent to touch him. You can't pet people without asking them. But if he says yes, then sure.
Sweet.
Have I caught up yet? Sorry.
You're coming around the corner as you sort of see. Are you in the ethereal plane as you leave?
I think we would have been just like for the moment of going through the wall, but then I would not be.
Sure. So you see Charity and Clue riding toward the east gate pretty quickly, just kind of appearing out of nowhere.
Oh, hey, right here.
Yeah.
What happened?
Charity will because Clue is fast enough, swing down to get Clem.
Wait, don't forget Randolph.
Who?
And I'll just hug Randolph.
Oh,
we're going.
You pick
We're going.
I learned how to make this guy.
Where?
I don't know, Randolph. We're going to meet some friends.
Charity will just sort of help scoop you up, put you onto the back of Clue. Adine, if she's coming, would probably be going with Stormbringer, etc. It'd be like, and away we. Wow, this is just gonna be a lot, isn't it? Pleasure to meet you, Randolph. I'm Calor.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, he doesn't like being touched, but I had to grab him to bring him up on here. I'm sorry, Randolph. I know we'll have better rules going forward. I promise.
Why are there little raccoon arms waving at you like fisticuffs? I'm very confused.
He's still figuring out how to use all his limbs. They've been sitting in my pack for years.
He waves his goat leg at you.
No, that's the part you walk with. You wave with the little fingers.
His wing waves.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Randolph. Don't worry, wasn't planning on touching you, but I appreciate you setting a healthy boundary with me. Away, Clue!
All right, so Clem, Clue, Charity start to you very quickly. You fly over the kind of the quickly built ramparts of the stone ramparts of the city, along which archers and crossbowmen and torches are all being lit. Aideen, you see, jumps up on the edge of that with her bow and starting to take charge of everything. Right now, calming people down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but from the air, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy really quick.
Ooh. Thaumaturgy.
To just make my voice carry much more. Be like, this is Calor and Charity of the family. Please, let's not do anything rash. I do not believe this dragon intends any of you harm. We'll update you shortly.
And Stormbringer, you just run straight out under the gates of this stone archway in town, following the arc of Charity above you. And Burbage and Kari are just dangling under the arms, I suppose.
Yep.
I don't know about Akari, but Burbage is definitely double fisting some meads or something.
Fair. As you're going, it's a little hard to spill.
Like pina coladas.
Getting caught in the plague.
No.
I don't remember the next line.
Well, it's okay, Burbage. You got the second one wrong anyway.
Okay, I just remember the one from The Simpsons, so I was about to start singing that.
So you come along, come up on the tree line very quickly outside of town. It's just a couple 100 yards, maybe.
As Charity is booking it on Clue with Clem and Randolph on Clue's back, a sudden thought is going to occur to him as he's speeding towards this report of a white dragon, and again with thaumaturgy making his voice louder. Just to clarify, Pelatoth, buddy, that's you, right? Not a white dragon that is going to try to kill me.
You hear from a particularly dense copse of trees, kind of a, and one of the trees falls over.
If that was meant to be a reassuring yes, fell short.
You said this is a friend?
Aficionado of dentistry.
As the moon above is uncovered by clouds, you get a gleaming now sort of outline of a gigantic white dragon just in the midst of trees, several of them broken and shattered around him. And as you're sort of hovering there just a second to see what's going on or what's happening, or if this even is Pelatoth, Stormbringer, you come running up as well. And you hear a very labored, family, you came.
I mean, you did speak into... Okay. Let's move down, Clue, but let's be ready let's be snappy with the plane ethereal if we need to.
And in the sort of pale moonlight that now emits from the dragon, there's a bit of a orange, reddish hue on some of the trees behind it. And as it kind of slides and lumbers over, turning its body, you see some sort of gigantic spear-like protrusion that comes through the sort of upper chest of Pelatoth, and now sticking out the other side, glowing a bright red, almost
Holy crap,
white
baskets.
hot in places.
Okay. This is fun. I would ask you how it's going, Palatoth, but I think
Yes. It's not going well.
So let's skip to a couple of questions. What can I do for you, and who the hell did that to you?
Start with the first. Get this out of me.
I can pull it out.
I can't change form, or it'll kill me.
Will pulling it out not kill you? I can pull it out, but
I can
you look
heal
pretty
if
fucked
you
up.
pull it out.
Okay.
Gonna
It
give
looks like it might be hot.
It's
I have
very
fire resistance. It's okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna gently set Burbage and Hikari down.
Okay.
And then go over to yank
Clue,
the spear out.
Clue, you want to help with that, maybe?
Clue will kind of pop over to you as well.
I believe Clue has immunity to fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up Mage Hand and be like, I know, can this help? Clem is new to Mage Hand, so just
It will take away about a pound of the pressure. Yeah.
nice. I'm gonna help.
The great physics riddle of Mage Hand, which specifies that it can't lift more than a pound, but doesn't specify how much it can drag.
Mhm.
True.
Or push.
Yeah. Okay. So Stormbringer, give me a strength check.
With
And
advantage because of Mage Hand.
well,
Straight
let's
check or
do
athletics?
let's do an Arcana check for Clem.
Oh, Jeebus.
I was going to say, should Stormbringer have help from Clue helping, though?
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, Clue's gonna help
Because
you.
Clue is in the pulling mode.
And a straight check or athletics?
Straight check.
10 for me.
I forgot to click advantage.
23 to start is not a bad
I'm
place.
rolling
though.
it again just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, 23 and 20, so 23.
All right. With a 23, you sort of wrap your arms around this thing, but it is incredibly hot.
But I have fire resistance.
Of
so
course
it's
you
half
do.
as hot as it would be for other people.
Please take half of this fire damage.
Okay.
So 11 fire damage. As just you're holding onto this thing and you yank as much as you can, it doesn't seem to be budging.
To assist with this,
Sure.
Charity, sort of almost from the other side, is going to telekinesis.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is an object up to 1,000 pounds. So that's,
Sure.
force exertion would cover that.
Yeah.
Do you want me to make a charisma check then?
Sure. Yeah.
22.
Okay, with
Flash
a 20.
of genius
yeah.
this, just to, because if a 23 wasn't enough before, I'm just gonna
Okay.
Push it over.
go
so
add 5.
27.
27. Okay. So with a 27 telekinesis and Stormbringer holding on, like you hear your skin starting to sizzle, Stormbringer, but you're pulling as hard as you can. The telekinesis grabs onto it, and all of a sudden, it releases, and sort of a brilliant kind of blue, light emitting blood shoots out of the side of Pelatoth, who immediately, like you see, kind of wiggle his form. It's almost as if he's having a seizure for a second, but his form shrinks down, and it becomes human-like now on the ground. An older woman, you see then. Really intricate braids of hair, a purple sort of long dress. And she stands up. Oh, thank you. Oh,
Can I help
and
with
then
the healing,
immediately falls over.
Oh god, gonna help with the healing. Charity will cast Healing Word at level 2.
Okay.
just for the avoid, exsanguination. I also kind of assumed, just because, while I don't want to speak for someone else, I know that something was being delivered to her. I imagine that Clem is definitely scooping up vials of glowing blood.
Yeah. So can I take some glowing dragon blood?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
11.
To sort of collect as much as you can.
11 HP.
Great.
I'm gonna. Gosh. 14 is fine, Rachel. Don't blow a flash of genius on collecting blood.
Especially when we're now in time pressure, limited long rest.
Sure. It was, so you're able to get about 2 vials of white dragon blood out of this. There was kind of a lot more, but it's just sullied with grass and leaves, and this is about the only pure dragon blood you can grab.
Okay. Having healed Pelatoth, can I make a quick med check?
Sure.
Just for is he in immediate danger of dying?
Sure. Good.
Or anything. 17.
So the wound seems to have closed, even just with the 11 hit points. But he's running a pretty hot fever.
Neat. But doesn't seem to be an immediate risk of dying from wounds or anything.
He's kind of still unconscious. He's starting to mumble almost a little bit. But he's safe. Is your best guess?
Okay.
Stormbringer, the glowing spear. After you pulled it out, you immediately let go of it. Your hands are burned just a bit here. It sizzles with some of the moisture of the evening on the grass in front of you, and then the glowing part of it just sort of goes away, and it's just an incredibly long, thick spear at this point.
Do I think I could wield this, and do I think that it's got anything special about it now that the fire's gone, or is it just a big spear?
It's about a 25-foot long spear. With it's incredibly thick. I mean, you might be able to lift it. You don't think you could wield it, no. So
something really big probably speared him.
That's your guess.
Much larger than me.
Yeah.
To generate that amount of force through Pelatoth. I mean, and also you were saying it's about 25 feet long. That would exceed the capabilities of anything like an arbalist, etc. That's too big for a siege weaponry bolt.
Right. Yeah.
Sure, he's gonna look at this and giants maybe? Yay.
Are fire giants a thing? I feel like I know that, but
they definitely attacked Diefield.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you telekinesed one back. Telekinesed? I don't think that's a word.
Sure.
Back into a portal hole.
Yeah. Okay. Anywho, let's get him back to town. Let's make sure the town knows that they're not in danger. And really want to have now the second thing that I listed being gone over. Oh, okay. Also, Clem, this is Pelatoth. He's unconscious right now.
Maybe if Pelatoth just goes stay unconscious for a hot second, I have something in my pocket that we could talk about. But we don't have to do it in the forest. We can get Pelatoth back in town first.
Actually, I'm just gonna can I kind of have I'm continuing the med check, trying to make sure that Pelatoth isn't getting worse or anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Just keeping an eye on
monitoring him.
Yeah. No, you specified that you thought that the object or individual in your pocket was going to remain unconscious, so I think it's a good time to talk about it not in the city.
Oh, okay. So I have a fairy. I'm gonna reach into my pocket and hold a fairy out to you. She was chatting me up in the bar, and she was acting kind of sus. Not just kind of sus. She was acting pretty sus, and and I didn't like it. So I got the vibe that she's like, so what she said is that she came here because they keep hearing stories about the family, and also about Clem, which that was really sus, because like Clem has been with us for like 3 days or something. No, longer than that. I don't have
Yeah, a few
time.
weeks, but you haven't really been anywhere with Clem.
But most of that was in the wilds up until yesterday in
so that
a city
was
on
fucking weird.
the other side of the
That
world.
was alarm bells. And then she said
You want
that
me to
they're
put her in a
happy.
jar?
Can she breathe in a jar?
Yeah, I'll put some holes in it.
Put some holes in it.
Oh, okay, then maybe. Sure.
Okay.
I don't know when she's gonna wake up.
Pull out a jar. and
This is
hold
a
it out.
sentient creature.
Yeah, well, she was being really sus. So so she said she was like happy to fight to keep Shinnick from doing anything again, and that the ice spire heals her, which was also a weird thing to say. And then I got the vibe that like she's like really weirdly obsessed with the family and was asking me some questions that were pretty probing and uncomfortable. And like it didn't seem malicious, but like it's motivated by something besides curiosity, and I didn't know what to do, so I put my hand over her face and smothered her.
She's holding her like in her fist, and you just see this limp fairy.
Also, there's something about Faye, it's tickling the back of my brain, because I was eavesdropping on Avery and Burbage.
That they're
I think you
easily
knew that,
smotherable?
Burbage. No, something about, like, Avery and Burbage, Avery said something to Burbage about fairies or something. It's itching the
Burbage?
brain.
You got something for this? Avery? Faye?
I'm gonna take the fairy and put it in a jar while you're talking.
Okay. One
There's
leg
holes.
to the fairy.
I'm just gonna be like, just for safekeeping. This is also for her as it is for us, you know.
Charity, as you put this in like a specimen jar, Charity's eyes are going to slide to Randolph. I'm just saying he better not end up with more wings.
No, only if they turn out to be evil.
Turns back to Burbage. So Avery, Faye, anything?
Avery, Faye, the stranger is Faye.
Yeah, that was it.
Is that good or bad?
I think it just kind of is.
Like most things in our life.
Right, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Who's
didn't.
the stranger? What are you talking? Is this another thing that I'm just gonna have to learn as I go?
We don't know who the stranger is. It's a big mystery, but
I
apparently
guess that fits.
they're
with the name
Fae.
then, eh?
Yeah.
Also, generally, not entirely underworld, but mysterious power and information broker, generally.
Does it have
maybe-
to do with the god that's trying to kill you all and destroy the world?
Fucking
Maybe?
probably, but who knows?
And also, like, they kind of, like, orchestrated some of... Well, it seems like they orchestrated some of the bad things in Burbage's life, so it seems like they have a hard-on for Burbage for some reason.
Charity's gonna message Cantrip into your head, Clem. So, like, if you've ever wondered about Burbage's Burbageness, number 1, his mom. Number 2, it's kind of a tie between Avery and the stranger.
I'm gonna message Cantrip back and just be like, I just assumed it because he was a halfling.
We'll deal with that entire problem later. There's just so much on my plate right now.
I'd like to formally request that instead of the word Burbageness, going forward, we use the word Burbiage.
This was a message.
You were good on this one.
You know what? Before I start,
Just in general. He's just
then just pretend Adam said that. That was I had something in my throat. Adam requests that we start saying verbiage, like rhyming with a verbiage.
Okay.
Take
Yeah,
a vote. You
I
can
just
vote,
took a
guys.
bite of food because I was gonna pick up that joke. Damn it. Clem will get a message in her head. Or would verbiage be better? I don't know. Verbiageness? Verbiage. Put it on the agenda for the next family meeting. You're gonna, without having said anything, you're just going to see Charity pull out a small notebook, write something down, put it back in his bag.
I thought you were telling Clem to, like Clem's our admin assistant now.
Yeah, Clem loves being told what to do. Yeah, I'll write it down for you.
As you're speaking, you kind of look over and you see Hikari kneeling on the ground, but with bright golden hair that's being braided and sort of made to kind of look like several different tight buns on her head. And Hikari,
And yeah, what am I doing?
in your incredibly drunken state, you've accidentally slipped a little bit into a scry.
Did I drunk dial someone?
You drunk out someone. You're looking in on an Absalon Frey.
Hamster lad?
I believe his name is Absalon Frey.
Hamster lad.
But
I
yeah,
tried
hamster.
I tried hamster lad first and it didn't work. Or I
No.
saw a really tiny hamster boy
No,
for
no,
a
no,
while.
no. That's just the contact name in your scrying
Yeah,
list.
you haven't
It's just
filed
Hamster
as
Lad.
Oh,
hamster
okay.
lad.
Okay.
Your scrying ID comes up Hamster Lad.
I want to see Akari's contacts list now. Like, I want to see, like, Joe Federo.
The Absalon Frey is even as it is night, riding on a horse currently. He's surrounded by other figures also riding on horses. He grabs a torch from a nearby individual and starts to ride ahead just a little bit. And you see him through very, very tall redwoods. He's in some gigantic forest, riding with a whole bunch of people. But you know,
I don't recognize the forest.
no, you don't.
Okie dokie. I filed that away for later.
And that's it. And it fades. And then the sort of golden braids of hair that have been tightly knit up into buns, that also kind of goes limp and falls. And then Akari's kind of naturally curly hair sort of springs out again and fades.
I have naturally curly hair.
Wavy hair.
Okay, I was like, I don't remember putting that in the character sheet, but
Not like
Got it.
not purely curly.
Got
Maybe
it.
Shirley Temple.
Charity's like looking at this, looking at the like specimen jarred fairy, looking at just Burbage, looking at, you know, unconscious Pelotov. Just wanted like one day of vacation. All right. So before we head back to town, what are we proposing to do with the fairy?
I don't know. That's kind of why I put my hand over the face and smothered, because I didn't know how to handle this. So I brought you a fairy.
When in doubt, smother it out.
Jeez.
Andy, the old woman form that Pelotov has taken.
Yeah.
Is it like a human form?
It is.
Burbage would have like crawled over. It's just like on the ground.
Unless someone's carrying Pelototh right now. But probably.
Maybe not yet. Burge would at least kind of crawl over and sort of poke at her, like
Okay.
poke at her face, maybe.
Well, the air is sort of chilly tonight, and everyone seems to have a little bit of breath, that you can see. You don't see any breath coming out of Pelatoth, but you do hear some kind of. You can't really make out any words, and from your poking, nothing else really occurs.
Well, as Pelatoth kind of mutters those incomprehensible words, Burbage's gaze will fix on the mouth of this woman form, and he's trying to just like peer into the mouth and see if there are any notable teeth that remind him of his old weapon.
One teeth on the left side is silvered.
One teeth, two teeth, three teeth, four.
One tooth.
One tooth is silvered.
Yeah.
Burbage sighs and rolls over and lies down on the ground next to the old lady.
Okay. Beam of moonlight coming through the trees sort of encircles you.
Is this the moonbeam spell?
No, just a weird coincidence.
Suddenly you're on fire. Sorry. You lay down, you're like, that's so pretty. Oh God, it hurts! It hurts! Charity's just sort of sitting with his head quasi in his hands, like, someone help. What should we do?
I can't. This feels beyond me. I feel like maybe Stormbringer should carry a friend, and the other two can, I don't know, get their fucking wits about them and learn to walk. Or we could just leave them here. I mean, Hakari is able to take care of herself-ish.
Stormbringer, could you pick up Pelatoth? Clue, could you pick up Hakari and Burbage?
Oh, did detect thoughts work on an unconscious person?
If they're thinking.
But it
I can
probably
do
just be,
that
like,
now.
thinking about, like,
maybe
dreams.
what just almost killed them, or why they came here.
So I could, like, maybe cure our little friend, and then I could maybe detect thoughts, and we could ask him some questions.
The fairy or the dragon?
The fairy. The dragon, I'm sure, will tell us what happened to them in time. The fairy would, like you said, sus.
Yeah, super sus. That sounds good to me.
Do we want to, like, do this back at a home or someplace, an inn?
Yeah, I can just put it back in my pocket so that they don't see
I've got her in the jar, so I'll
Okay.
just, I can.
Just
I got a lot of jars here.
Just to be totally clear, and I did ask for help, so I'm not even naysaying this. I'm just trying to make sure. The proposal here is that we go back to town with the old woman who is actually a dragon.
But nobody knows that, right?
Fair. Though we're then going to need to explain why there's an unconscious old woman and where the dragon went. Because
Say you scared the dragon off and you found this old woman lying in the road.
We'll just say that the dragon took one look at Randolph and turned around and left.
How dare you?
Second, we're proposing to go back and interrogate the fairy in its place of employ.
Well, do you have a suggestion for elsewhere to go? I don't know if there's only one in here, or... Does your friend there have a place to live? Hi, by the way. To Aideen? Or are they not
Aideen
here?
stayed up on
Aideen's
the
not here
walls.
right now.
Aideen was
okay.
trying to prevent the archers from, like, loosing
Then never
volleys of
mind.
arrows into the forest.
Hi to nobody.
Clem says that to Aideen, who is now very close, quietly sneaking up on the rest of you. Clem just sort of saw her out of the corner of her eye. Aideen very quickly, hello?
You can't sneak up on me. I lived in the wilds by myself for decades. Sharp as a tack.
Good to know. Good to know. Charity, everything fine? What's going on?
Literally a professional killer.
I'm Clem.
Is my life ever fine? Adine? Clem, Adine.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is Randolph. I just made him about an hour ago.
That's horrifying.
Isn't it? It's great.
Is there a dragon around here? We got all that sorted.
The dragon was our friend and ally, Pelatoth, who might hopefully be useful in the defense with the whole fire army. However, gravely wounded, and now points over to Stormbringer's arms. Shape changed into old woman for recovery time, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Did they set you up with a house or anything? Given that you sort of
Yes.
run the defense of the city, could we maybe go there? We also have someone that we might need to ask some questions of.
Yeah, I got lots of solutions. I'm a good person to come to for problem solving.
I did ask you, as opposed to looks at person who gave him the problem, quasi passed out Hikari, Burbage who's just lying next to like where the unconscious body was.
Okay, so here's
As
my
opposed to Clue.
here's my speaking of Clue, maybe Stormbringer. You take Hikari and Burbage and kind of flop them over the horse, and then you carry your new friend.
I think I could just carry all three, like, stacked up like a sandwich. Just Peliotas on the bottom, and then Hikari, and then Burbage. It'll work.
That is a choice, but sure.
Okay.
Kari waits for like a second and is like, "Excuse me, but I can walk by myself, ma'am and sirs." And then I get up and I walk straight into a wall and just fall back. And I'm unconscious again.
Straight to a tree.
Straight to a tree, sorry.
Does this
So yeah, you carry her.
Yeah.
Charity's gonna message Cantrip into Clem's mind. Incidentally, my list goes my father, Behelit, all of this. Okay, let's go back to town. This won't result in criminal charges.
All right. Burbage, are you walking or being carried? I forget where we ended up.
Adam?
I think Clue's gonna pick him up.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I thought. So as you're sort of dangling over Clue and Clue's walking, Adine says, "Well, we're going to Avery and Arbin are staying at a place, and we're just north of them. The house just north of them."
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say that you were in the same house. And I was just going to have a heart attack of trying to deal with that entire mess.
It's fine. Burbage, have you been to see Avery yet?
Avery.
Your brother.
Arbin.
Okay.
Stranger Faye. Avery. Arbin. Quite the lay.
Did you just say you fucked your brother?
No.
I just want to make sure I understand the rhyme.
I did not fuck my brother.
But you want to.
No, I want emotional intimacy from my brother.
That leads to physical intimacy? I'll stop.
Clem, look, this is not shocking to me, given the types of erotica I saw in your bag when we were going through your books.
I told you they were gifts.
Sure. Anyway, hello, Aideen. How are you?
Have you gone to see your brother yet, eh?
Yes, I saw Avery.
Okay, that was all I was asking.
Missing his arm. And that sucks.
I'm sorry, we couldn't save the arm, no.
Did you save the arm, though?
No.
You should always keep the body parts. You never know when they come in useful. And I'm going to point at Randolph.
I had different reasoning, just to be clear, AD.
But look, I mean, I can make these parts work so other people could have made his.
Are you saying
work.
you're wanting to stitch a halfling arm to him?
Oh, do you think that they'd be weird if he had a third arm? Where would I put it?
Yes,
No,
that would make him weird.
you know, now that I think about it, that's probably how it all happened, is poor Avery missing the arm that he usually does things with, and Avery has to be there to help. It's like one of those erotica stories of yours, Clem.
You know that people can learn to masturbate with a different hand, right?
Right, but it's like an erotica trope.
Okay.
Aideen stops walking and like lets you catch up with Charity so that she can walk with him instead.
You're gonna
Wait. So Burbage is saying that people getting their arms cut off and then having to learn to masturbate with their other hand is an erotica trope.
Charity's gonna go, clue, ethereal plane.
Burbage is saying that somebody's arm, that a man's arm being in a cast can lead to situations where
I like to think that Burbage is like actually explaining himself in this way on the ethereal plane with no one except Clue and Hikari there.
So is Burbage on the ethereal plane?
Yep.
Yes. Now
take him. He's like, well, there are different stories, and I don't like thinking about them in relation to Avery. And oh my god, this might be only the 6th weirdest thing that's ever happened to me, and that's depressing.
And we make our way back to town.
You make your way back into town.
Incidents.
Aideen handles the guards on the wall, kind of lets everyone know what's going on. Missy, the mayor of the town, was the dwarf with the crossbow, who is also on the ramparts, ready to kill anything.
As we walk in, she's like, "Hey, Missy."
She drops the crossbow and, "I'm so happy to see you. When did you all get here?"
There were bells. I don't actually know a time.
I was a bit predisposed a bit ago, so I didn't hear you arrive. I'm so sorry. You have a place to stay for the night?
I think we'll figure it out between the tavern and various... I don't know.
Hey, Missy, I've got a bone to pick with you. I think that a lot of the people here are sus, especially some of the people that I've spoken to, and the new deputy that you have is sus. Why are you hiring sus people?
I sorry, they're sus, but we need a lot more hands on deck here. Our city is on the rise. We have basically a shanty town outside of the walls here that is about as populous as the city itself. We need
vet them and do like background checks before you hired them.
Yes, especially my deputy, the Loxodon you met. He's a nice person.
I don't know, because sometimes the niceness is sus.
He's a little bit focused on the brand, let's say, of Cliffmill, but he's a good person.
I just think maybe you should do more insight checks.
I don't know what that is, but I will try.
Okay, good.
So, how have things been besides the, shantytown population doubling, etc.?
Most cities that are growing, there's a bit of crime here and there. There's, I guess, a dragon flying by every once in a while. You're scared off, by the way.
Let's go with yes for now.
That sounds good for now. Good to see you back, Aideen, by the way. And if you need anything, let me know. Don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you, little one, as well. She looks to Clem.
Yeah. This is real nice to meet you. I'm sure we'll become fast friends.
Clem, Missy, Clem. Clem is a very capable adventurer and is helping us some things. Missy runs the town.
Nice. I like to see a good, strong dwarf woman.
Well, thank you. I like you. All right. Well, off you
Most
go.
people do. I'm pretty charismatic.
Sure. If you need anything, let me know. And I'll let you go off doing your adventuring thing. Yes, sure.
That's good.
So you reach this small abode, again, just north of Avery and Armin's place. And it's newly constructed. So it's a little taller than some of these other buildings that are pretty short. But it's thin. It's very thin. So 18 lets you in. She snaps her fingers. There's a roaring fire in the fireplace immediately. And she quickly goes to the kitchen, starts cleaning up some things. She has a whole bunch of books on the dining room table. And you do see her
immediately go to look at the books.
Okay. And you do see her pull out several maps as well and spreads them out on the table. If you don't mind, you go ahead and look at some of this, and I'll focus on some maps for a bit. I gotta write these things down before I lose it.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Sure thing. And so she's busying herself with that. Clem, yeah, give me an investigation check as you're kind of quickly looking through some of this.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. I'm fine.
Okay.
I just things are happening within me, and so it's just that makes it sound like I'm having a sexual awakening, but it's not that.
For context, Rachel's pregnant.
I think I'm getting kicked in the urethra right now. I don't know. They can't reach that, but that's what it feels like. So I'm just occasionally like, ha! So that's why
I was like, you should. That's concerning.
It's concerning. That's not a baby.
Just reaching a hand out, grabbing a tube. No, it's too early for that. Well, wait, no, it's always too early for that because
it's too early for that. It's more horrifying than I even imagined.
It's too early to be in a horror movie. Yes, it is.
Oh God, I'm fine. I rolled a 15.
All right, with a 15, you're able to see most of these books are about animals, plants, monsters. This is a scout's library. Someone who wants to identify threats, identify strengths and weaknesses of creatures. So yeah, most of this is interesting reads, and some even a lot more obscure than you thought.
After we're done doing what we need to do tonight, is it okay if I just kind of read all your books?
That's fine. I don't mind. That's fine. Take what you need.
Oh, I could take them?
Well, for the tonight and however long you're staying here.
All right. So then I'm going to look at Charity. I'm going to be like, so we trust her?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pull out the fairy. And gonna...
Before we start on this, actually, just sorry, and just because this is an internal thing, but it could reflect in the questioning. With the memories that Charity has back from his time in the Lights in the Dark, what does he remember of the stranger from that? Because one of the ways that I've sort of been treating it and playing it is that like Charity's memories have been coming back, but it's like he has to go kind of look at them or think about them to actually sort of actively know it.
Sure. Why don't you give me a history roll?
Guidance.
We'll see kind of what's coming back here.
Guidance is a cantrip that makes you or people that you want to be better at skill checks. Use it early. Use it often. So spells. Guidance. Never mind, I forgot it doesn't actually roll the d4 as part of it. That's a 1. And history, you said?
Yeah.
7. I'm going to use a spell or a sorcery point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Oh, 19, 21, 22.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, with the 22, as you're thinking about it, a few memories seem to kind of, it's hard to explain. It almost feels like just dissipated smoke that begins to kind of form into something that is recognizable to you. And when that happens, it's a memory of your father mentioning the stranger, but it was a hit that he was taking out on the stranger. He was trying to hire someone to assassinate this person. And he was very upset that no one knew exactly who he was or where he was. He one of the reasons, though, it seems like you moved to Federo at one point in your life with him, was specifically because of some of the past connections that maybe he had, but also he was chasing this stranger person
And had
thinks that he
pointed
might
him that way.
Yeah. But that's about all you know, other than and just a couple random elements like, oh, the stranger is mentioned every once in a while. Then you get a really weird memory. Something that all of a sudden almost becomes too brilliant to really focus on for a second in your head. And you get an image of a feminine figure asking you to go to sleep. Otherwise, the stranger might come for your toes. And then that brilliant sort of white lighted figure, you can't even recognize it, immediately goes away.
What would the stranger do with the toes?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Do they take the toes?
Do I have any sense or recognition around that memory? Do I have any like perception of myself?
Something feels really familiar about it, but man, that's it. That's about it.
But I feel like it was me. Like it's a perspective memory of
right. A perspective
this was being
memory.
said
Some
to
voice,
me.
Yeah, saying something to you.
Cherry first shakes it.
You must have been really young for it.
For context, I was trying to sort through my memories. Black Tom wasn't a fan of the stranger. He was borderline, I would say borderline obsessed with killing him, but honestly, he killed a lot of people and generally killed them, so it might have just been how he always was, and he just couldn't get to the stranger to kill them, so that's what it looked like if he couldn't kill someone for a period of time. Various other mentions in the underworld, but just the kinds of things that we already know about the stranger: information broker, impossible job. I'm assuming that all of this is correct, Andy. Like just impossible tasks,
sure.
payment in weird coins that you could then redeem for favors, but vicious cycle, blah, blah, blah. So my father wanted him dead, or wanted them dead. That's probably a point in their favor, honestly.
Okay, now use that information to make the fairy tell us why sus.
Why sus?
So just to be clear, the only thing that we have to go on here is that you felt like the fairy was sus. There was this potential linkage with the fae and the stranger, and the fairy seemed really into us. I'm just going to note, if we ever get a fan club, I don't think you should be doing the PR for us.
No, like, okay, metagame, I think I rolled really well on my insight check, and that's why I know that the fairy was like not malicious, but motivated beyond something besides curiosity. So take this seriously, okay?
Charity's going to use his wings to like float up slightly so he's on eye level and just like put his hands on either side of your face. Not you two. Don't you start on this. I need help here. If you start talking about HP, I swear to God. Wings will dissipate.
It was a nat 20. I just scrolled up in chat. So
Wings will
take
dissipate
Stormbringer seriously.
and they'll sort of go onto the floor. I'm just making sure what I have to work with in terms of questioning.
Okay, so like ask the fairy about the stranger, but like in a like subtle way, so that they want to tell us stuff, and then also like ask about like why so interested in the family.
Do you want me to be in a separate room with her? Do you think it's better if you're not there? Since you kind of squeeze the life out of her?
I think it's fine. I think she's into that. Because she's obsessed with us. She's obsessed with us. I mean, not anything inappropriate.
It'll probably all be fine. All right, let's... Oh, this feels like one of the more morally ambiguous things we've done in a while.
No, wait. Maybe I should be in a different room and you can pretend you rescued her from me and you're like, we're sorry, Stormbringer she just goes off. She just fucking goes off sometimes.
To be clear, are we keeping her in the jar for that?
The jar is to protect her from me, or you could take her out of the jar, she's small.
I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe it would be best to keep her in the jar. I don't want her to feel like a prisoner, but I also don't want her to bamf away, you know?
Does Aideen have a piece of furniture large enough that I could hide behind if I crouched down real small, so I could still be in the room?
No. A bookcase? If you bring it out from the wall, maybe? But that's
Stormbringer's gonna do that. Stormbringer's gonna start dragging a bookcase to become away from the wall. I'll be in the room still, don't worry. I'm just gonna get back here, and then I'll grab her if she tries to get away. Maybe you can keep her in the jar for now and just tell her it's to keep her safe from me. And remember, your cover story is that Stormbringer just goes off sometimes. Just goes off. Don't know why. And then you get all the information from her with the thought detection and with the talking to her. And if that's not working, tell her I'm gonna squish her.
I probably won't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can, because small.
I know you can. You can squish a lot of things, Stormbringer. Anyway, go hide behind your bookcase.
Okay. I'm gonna get behind the bookcase.
Charity's gonna sort of pat Clem on the shoulder. Have I mentioned I appreciate you, buddy?
Where's Hikari right now?
Sorry, where's what?
Where's Hikari right now?
Drunk, kind of leaning against the wall of this of Aideen's place.
So, well, just like right at the end while they're talking, I wake up for just like sort of like sit up for just a second and like, watch out, fairies bite, and then I fall back against. I'm loving this role playing tonight. I just have to like say random shit whenever I feel like it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
So I'm gonna look at Charity and just say, so do we keep her in the jar?
Let's start jar on, I guess.
All right. I don't know. I'm gonna try and do I even have? Yeah, I'm gonna cast Healing Word through the jar onto the fairy.
Just requires sight, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit... Okay, well, now it says the thing, but it didn't.
So it's no longer just Clem.
Give me a D4. Yeah.
Sure isn't. Let's see. Can Rachel change this real quick?
Let me just say this. You don't need to roll.
Oh, okay.
The healing spell doesn't seem to have an effect.
But
Andy, I didn't kill her.
You didn't kill her. We would have known if she killed her.
Yeah.
You hugged her too tight, Stormbringer.
At least shake the jar.
That would be odd if you killed her. Yeah.
I have I said I have breathing holes in this jar.
Yeah.
100%. Also breathing holes.
It may be that it wasn't alive or something else, I think is more what we're leading to. Charity's going to go... I feel like Charity recognizes a casting of Healing Word, given that it's the main way that he heals. And he's going to sort of, not able to see the magical energy, be like, okay, this is the healing it to wit. Well, that's not great.
Can I try and cast message into the jar?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just really loudly inside my head, you say, wake up!
It seems to have no effect either.
Charity's like, oh... fucking great.
I don't know that this thing is real. I kind of want to pull it apart, but that would be bad because what if it is? Okay, I'm just thinking out loud.
Stormbringer's gonna peek out from behind the bookcase and go, hey, no, the fairy's real. I touched her.
Stormbringer, out from behind the bookcase.
Okay.
Be ready to grab. We're gonna try this with jar off.
Gonna crouch up in ready to grab position, so like crouching over it with my hands just right
sort
by.
Of gently sort of shake it out of the jar. Like not like plop onto the table, but like, pulling it.
Slumps out, yeah.
I would like to do a medicine check on it, with a particular... Is this thing real?
Okay.
Like, in the sense of... If Stormbringer or Clem or something else accidentally killed it, it was alive, it was a fairy, it is now dead. Mm-hmm. Is there anything there with that doesn't seem like, it's adding up? I also guidanced myself.
Excellent.
Ba-doop. 12.
I could give you a flash of genius and make it a 17.
Okay, yeah, might be a good idea for this.
With the 17, then med check. You're able to tell the fairy's breathing. It's alive. It's unconscious right now, probably. In fact, no, with the 17, you can tell it is unconscious and sleeping. It's alive. That's really weird. Specifically about does it exist? All signs point to it existing. It does. You feel a tiny bit of a heartbeat. Like it feels real to you on many levels. So it'd be really, it would be some sort of spell or something that you've not heard of. If it weren't an actual live fairy.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
On the fairy?
And I would also say that Charity, I know that it's the way the rule is written, but just to make sure, Charity would know you can cast Healing Word on Fae and have it like it doesn't require like a humanoid or something. Like Healing Word should work on that. Message should work on that.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. Give me a roll.
So I do have to roll for it?
Yeah. This one.
Okay, so let me see. I rolled a 15 plus my spellcasting modifier, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So a 24.
Totally good. Totally good. You do feel that the belt that she's wearing is whatever that was is now dispelled. That it had an enchantment on it.
Okay.
That's it.
Can I put the top back on the jar and cast Healing Word again?
Like put her back in the jar.
Put her back in the jar and stuff?
Yeah.
All right, you sort of screw on the jar again, cast Healing Word, no effect.
Damn. So there was something up with the belt on her that I dispelled, but I don't really know what that means. And I tried to heal her again and she didn't come back, so...
What if we give her a really good jab?
Okay, no.
Well, what ideas do you have then, Charity?
I mean, waiting.
Yeah, we could just try and talk to her in the morning.
Hey, Dean, do you have smelling salts?
I do. In that third bag by the door, in the tiniest pocket on the top.
Try to flip through, find a thing of smelling salts. Sort of look at the jar, look at the smelling salts, look at the jar. Just sort of put the smelling salts next to one of the air holes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do that, and she's still laying there, unconscious.
Just give it a shake.
You shake.
Oh, no!
Gently.
Gently shake. Laying there. And then bouncing off of the jar in all the different directions. You just all of a sudden see this wide-eyed little fairy. What the fuck?
Hey, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
I'm not okay.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in a jar.
Yeah, we were a little bit worried about you running away, so we wanted to talk to you.
What is this, fucking Zelda? I don't like this.
Well, you were passed out, and we were trying to bring you back, and things weren't working.
Okay, why?
We don't know, but now you're back. Isn't that great? You're welcome.
Was I in danger of... Wait a second, you smothered me.
I didn't do anything.
I did not do that.
I couldn't breathe.
Stormberger's like skulking away to go back behind the bookcase.
I assure you that I did not do this.
You're Charity, and you're Burbage Kemp.
I am.
Okay. Hikari? Oh my god. You're all here. Who are you? Clem? Is that what they said?
Who is they?
I mean, I don't know your name.
I'm gonna use my medallion and cast Detect Talk. The DC is only a DC 13, and it doesn't say what. I'm guessing wisdom?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, okay.
And that doesn't work. It is still susceptible to the surface level thoughts can be probed.
Right.
And it doesn't know that you're doing that. There's no save against that. It's only when you try to dig deeper into thoughts.
Right.
And what save is it? I'm sorry? A wisdom?
Int.
Int. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So we'll save that. So surface level thoughts.
Yeah. So when when she's thinking about me and how she knows my name and who they are.
Okay, yeah. So surface level thoughts with that is, oh shit, I fucked up. Just play it cool. They don't know anything. Everything's fine. I'm in a jar. That's not good. Get out of the jar. Gotta get out of the jar first.
I'm gonna probe
deeper.
You're
gonna be fine.
If I can.
Sure. You are able to get a few layers deeper.
Yeah.
This is motivated by memories of someone telling her to gather information if the family comes back to Cliffmill.
Okay.
And those motivations are coming from someone that this fairy highly respects.
Okay. But I can't see who.
You don't get an image, really. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your name, by the way? You're right. I am Clem.
Well, you can call me. I mean, my friends call me Blink.
Yeah. When I asked that, what name did she think in her head first?
Tawndry.
Tawndry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, all right, Tawndry, that sounds great. So I'm gonna need to know why you're so interested in us. Listen, Tawndry.
Yeah.
We could let you out of this jar.
You don't need to let me out. And she snaps her fingers.
But
she just snaps her fingers and nothing happens.
Oh God, please tell me it was the belt that I dispelled.
Never mind. Could you let me out?
Well, so first I'd like you to actually answer our questions truthfully and just know that I'll know if you're lying, so don't fuck with me.
Is the family used to keeping people like this?
Do I look like I'm part of the family?
Okay. What's
My name is
happening?
Clem. I work alone usually. I'm in the woods by myself. I made this guy out of spare parts. His name's Randolph.
Which came from jars.
Which came from jars.
Oh God! Did one of his little raccoon hands come from this jar?
It's possible. So listen, Tawdry.
It smells in here.
Yeah, most of my things do. Like I said, I live by myself in the mountains for literally decades. So my people skills maybe aren't the smoothest. So how about you just tell me the truthful answers to the questions that I ask?
If you
And then I'll
out,
let you go.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you let me out, I'll tell you what you need to know.
No, it's a different order. You literally just try to run right now from us? That's not how you build trust, Tawdry.
How dare you? I would not run. In her head, she's going, oh, I totally would have run. Yeah.
Charity's gonna go.
Cantrip Clem. Tell her that I'll squish her.
I don't hear it. I'm not a part of the thing.
Charity's gonna go. I seem to remember from other circumstances. Could we maybe have a zone of truth, like right here?
Oh, we don't need to do that.
Charity's saying this back to Aideen.
Right. Okay. Give me. Yes. And she puts down a compass and like a couple things. And she comes over and begins to wave her hands in the air a little bit. This sort of silvery blue light starts to make almost a figure eight that turns on its side. And as it clicks into place perfectly horizontally, all of you feel this zone of truth.
We all have to roll, right?
I will resist.
Right. Yeah. Whoever wants to resist can roll for it.
I'm all the way in the bucket. Am I in the range?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's I don't remember zone of truth.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Wisdom
rolled a 15.
Save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8. I don't know why I even try.
Can we roll wisdom saves if we're passed out?
I would say that when you wake up in the spell, then you'll need to do it.
So roll it for now, and if you wake up to say something, you'll be very honest. Okay.
Who passes?
So Burbage and Clem pass. And she does not. So Stormbringer, Charity, Hikari's good. Stormbringer, Charity, and the Fae woman are all affected by the zone of truth.
So
it's not that you have to tell the truth, it's that you can't say anything but the truth. Yeah.
Listen. I don't want to hurt you, and I want to let you go. But you freaked us out because we're being chased by some fuckos. And you freaked us out with how much you know about us, and we never met you before.
So many fuckos.
I've only known these schmoes like a couple weeks. And you already knew my name and that I was with them? We've been in the mountains the whole time. Like, how do you know about us? This feels weird, Tawdry. Do you hear what I'm saying? It feels weird, and I want us to maybe have a not weird relationship.
I do hear what you're saying, and I too want us to have a not weird relationship.
So can you tell me how you heard about us?
My patron suggested that I look into you and gave me all of your names.
Do I hear her thinking of what her patron's name is?
No, but this time you get more of an image. And it definitely looks like a very short, Fae-like creature. Yeah.
Anything recognizable to me?
Like it's just kind of like glittery fairy dust kind of all around. Kind of messy, almost sort of curly hair.
Like Burbage.
A little like Burbage.
So your patron, the short Fae guy with the curly hair, what was his name again?
She does not say anything, and she's trying very hard not to think of it, because now she's starting to put two and two together that you're in her head. Yeah.
Okay, but Andy, that's not how fucking human brains or fairy brains work.
Yeah,
you tell somebody, you say fire.
I'm going to be thinking about toes.
Yeah, that's literally like a psychological principle. Is that you have to think of it to negate it.
She's thinking very, very
For
hard
real.
about toes.
So
Andy, I'm gonna send you so many peer-reviewed studies.
So Charity's
Of fey creatures?
So Charity's
Andy!
gonna sort of, knowing that he's under the effects of the zone of truth.
Yeah.
So you have a patron.
I do.
Do you admire this patron, respect them, fear them?
I do. And for some reason that triggered. She was unable to hold her consciousness and she thought stranger.
Okay. So, does this patron like us? Or they want to hurt us?
My patron is curious about you.
In the curious about what our insides look like, or the curious in working with us?
So like you or not like you, Clem?
I mean, they certainly are a little curious what your insides look like. But
I'm going to... Is this message cantrip? Do I have to speak out loud? I can't remember.
You have to whisper, yeah.
You have to whisper,
Okay.
but I think the cantrip specifies that it is inaudible to anyone but the recipient.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am going to message cantrip Charity and whisper, "Yeah, her patron's the stranger." Because I don't want her to know that I heard that.
The
now
response
that she's
will just
freaking
be,
out.
neat. So, what precisely was your mission from your patron?
Me, like all the others you've faced, are just here to gain a bit of information. Be your friend. Buy you a drink. Dote on you a bit. Make you feel good.
The other operatives in town would be...
Oh, I'm the only one here.
And she's under zone of truth, so...
As far as she knows, she's the only one here. Yep.
Okay. But I just meant that, like, that does seem to...
Yeah.
Sorry. That was as much me when I'm like, I know sometimes, like with Rachel and Simple Job, oh, right, you detect lies. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to not have them lie, because I'm not going to, like,
Right.
dodge the ability, but I'm like, I just remember when you're like, did they lie to me? I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know.
You're like, "Ah, fuck, you know."
Charity will sort of go, so what information particularly were you encouraged to pass along?
Specifically, your current status, how you're doing, who's all with you. If you feel like the fight is worth it.
Do you know your patron's stake in the fight?
Curious to see which side will win, I think. Holding off on claiming a side until it's a little bit more known. I think right now, a lot of us believe that it's on a knife's edge and could teeter either way. I'm looking for a little bit of inside information that might make us place the bets on the right team.
And who is us?
Do I hear any thoughts?
You hear her say, like, the stranger's organization sort of in her head, kind of. But also, truthfully, we don't really call ourselves anything in particular. We just sort of do what they say.
So the power hierarchy under your patron is the us in this case.
Sure, we could say that.
If that bet were to be placed, what form would the bet take?
That's a good question. I don't exactly know. Perhaps allegiances would need to be made to the right parties.
I'm willing to believe that your patron makes many such bets. Perhaps not at this scale or scope, but many bets. Does that normally take the form of military aid, money, information, deaths?
All of the above.
Tell me, what does your patron do when an operative fails in a mission?
Well, I've only seen it happen a few times, and it is an unpleasant procedure in which our mind is laid bare to discover the things that even we didn't know.
Do you, in your best estimation of your circumstances, believe that being mailed to an interested party in a jar with a label "We caught her" constitute failure in your patron's eyes?
Yes, that would, yes.
Excellent. So now we both understand the stakes of this particular game. So think very carefully with regard to your answer to my next question.
Something weird is happening in the surface level thoughts.
Okay.
She's saying, I'm here with them now. I'm here with them now. I'm here with them now. I'm here with them now.
And I'm gonna message Cantrip to Charity. Yeah, she's contacting them and letting them know that she's here with us.
What do you like to know? I'll tell you many things.
Shaker.
No,
I'm not there. I'm beside a bookcase.
This is just the callings of what to do.
Yeah, she's talking more to Charity, so that's why I'm just not letting her know that I'm reading her thoughts.
Well, and that's kind of why I was trying to direct it, because that way you can ping and you can just be really focused, I figure, on like trying to burrow into the thoughts and parse them. Mm-hmm. What information would incline your patron to place their bet on us?
I think that depends on how resolute you are, on how far you're willing to go, on what you're willing to do, on how much you deem it necessary to do what needs to be done. And at this, Hikari stands up in the corner of the room, sort of leaning against the wall.
And what
Okie doke.
is it that you believe needs to be done?
And then Hikari says, finish it all the way to the end. All the way.
To say Hikari?
I did. And Hikari kind of stumbles over. Oh, this is delightful. Oh my. Hello.
Does Hikari sound like Hikari, or does Hikari sound like somebody else?
Hikari does not sound like Hikari.
Stormbringer's gonna pop out from behind the bookcase and grab Hikari.
Wait, ooh. Stormbringer, just...
Ooh, squeeze a bit harder.
Let's not attack you.
Just a little bit harder.
No. What's wrong with Hikari?
Oh, nothing's wrong with Hikari.
Are you the stranger?
I work for him.
Oh, this is exhausting. Could you just tell me your name?
No.
If he's in the zone of truth and entered it now, does that count, or? I don't know how like possession.
Right. So like
works,
so he seems to have entered Hikari's body post spell, but the spell is still active, which means he had to roll. And you get the sense he is not affected by this. Whoever this person is.
Should we put Hikari in a jar too?
I mean,
When I asked him his name, did I hear her thoughts at all? Think about what his name is?
No. In fact, you don't hear her thoughts at all right now
Son of
anymore.
a bitch. Ugh.
And if you look back over to the fairy, you see her now kind of curling up at the bottom of the glass.
Like she's scared?
Or like a
Or
dead
like
Yeah,
spider.
it does. No. Yeah, like she's scared. And then you get a little bit of movement of hand, Charity, and you recognize someone's casting a spell here
From Hikari's body?
from Akari. Yeah.
No, thank you. I will counterspell.
Of course.
I'm gonna catch on to what just happened and grab Hikari's hands, one in each of my gigantic ones, and just hold them immobilized.
Oh, no, we're not doing that thing
could
here.
put them behind my back. I wouldn't mind.
Okay, like, you can't, even if I was interested in whoever the fuck you are, you're in Hikari's body, and Hikari didn't consent to anything, so stop saying weird sexual innuendo jokes, and just be serious and tell us why you're here, and who you are, and why you're at Hikari.
Fair enough. I'm here to follow up, I suppose, with what my friend Tondri was explaining. There are those of us, very powerful, very, very powerful, who would really, really like you all to succeed. I'm here to look into one of your eyes. You pick. Who should it be?
Like a singular eye on one
Yeah, I
of
was
us?
like, wait, what?
One of you, the eyes.
What do you want to do with our eyes?
That's
Just want to look. Just take a look.
How about Randolph?
I feel like
Randolph-
one of them is sliding out of the
Right.
socket slightly.
His eyes are juicy and ready for it.
Sure, I don't quite need to see into the soul of Randolph.
So
He doesn't have one.
Fair. I
At
don't
the-
have a body.
at this, Charity is sort of
Wait, do you not ever have a body, or do you not have a body right now?
Right now, I do have a body. It's lovely.
So the rest of the
See
time
the
you don't have a
curves?
body?
Look at this when I put my elbows together.
Stop moving. I'm holding your hands immobilized.
I can still do this.
so Charity will step forward to this, and I will say
Yeah.
that the thing that I'm essentially volunteering for this, just trying to set above the table so things don't get too confused. I'm volunteering for this, but I'm also going to I want to use the moment of connection or whatever else this thing is going for.
Mhm.
I want to see if I can feel where it is, feel the connection of the mind that is going to this body, and even just start to like feel out questions of how is it doing this, what is it trying to do, what kind of creature might it or entity might it be, where is it, any of those kinds of, like, I'm trying to get a better grasp of what is this thing inhabiting Hikari's body at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. So it is through. So you offer your own eyes, and
Yes.
in this moment of.
And as a note, I am also immune to divination magic
Sure.
if it's relevant.
Yeah. Good.
Was it?
I also just want to be keeping an eye on Tondri to make sure that she's not being hurt or anything, that she's just freaked out. And
It's almost like she expected to be hurt, and then is now a little bit surprised she's still around, which is unnerving to you. But she's kind of very, very intently listening to all of this.
while he's looking at Charity's eyes or whatever it is, I want to kind of see if I can back up a bit and be out of the way to try and have a whispered, alone conversation with Tondri while this is happening.
It also
Just-
a
we
message
can-
Tondri potentially.
That is true, but I also want to back out of the way a bit.
Sure.
And then, so you can do your stuff with Charity first, but just while that's happening, I want to be having a conversation with her. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
I might also just say, sorry, and this is an above the table suggestion, but given that that's what Clem is trying to do, and Clem is a spellcaster, Clem might also position the jar so that line of sight is broken.
Yeah.
Since a lot of spells depend on being able to see the target.
I kind of, I want to kind of be out of the way, and then maybe
shielding
like,
her and the jar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
All right. If you don't mind letting go of my hands, big one, I just need them for a moment.
No.
You can, tie me up then afterward, of course.
I don't want to tie you up. I'm just going to hold your hands. Charity, should I let go of Hikari's hands?
Before my friend does so, why do you require your hands?
I can look into the eyes, but I also want to feel you.
Oh,
you said you just wanted to look into
it. Okay, this time I wasn't being icky. I was simply being sensual.
I want to feel you.
Not in a bad way. I'll just put my hands on either side of his face. Is that okay?
Will you be casting a spell as part of this looking?
No, not at all. And you can tell when I do.
If Charity's okay with it, you can do that, but I'm still going to hold your hands inside my hands so you can't move your hands.
Darcy, could you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Yo.
And I'm sorry, Stormbringer, you said you let go? Or
no?
Like laying Stormbringer is like laying her hands over so that she still has control of the situation.
Still immobilized.
So you're not like restraining the hands, but you're still holding.
They're still immobilized. My hands are like 3 times as big as Hikari's.
Fair. I get you.
But just not stopping them being placed alongside my head, assuming I consent to this.
Yeah. You see this one has a bit of fight in her. We don't have long.
Very well.
And with your hands right there, she goes and tries to place them on either side of sort of your jaw.
And Charity. I am being very, very attentive to if I think a spell is being cast.
Fair. Yeah. And then you sort of look into Hikari's red eyes. And they look into yours. And then almost everything just sort of fades a little bit. The sounds fade around you. Everything seems just a little bit dimmer. And then it sort of comes back, colors to full saturation, light all the way up. You hear sounds almost even heightened at this point. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. If you don't mind, I'll take my leave now. And if I could have my little friend, that would be excellent.
Have I sensed anything with like the set of stuff that I said I was looking for?
So give me an Arcana check. See if you could kind of latch on to this connection.
I'm gonna. Actually, I was probably carrying guidance because I would have sort of in the interrogation just to have had it. Cool. Nat 20. We're starting at 27. Okay. Let's go on up to a 30.
Okay. As he sort of breaks with you, you're lingering in a connection for a second. And you kind of hear him almost muffled at this point. May I have my little friend? And you get a sense of this creature with very, very long fingers, kind of stroking their forehead, playing a little bit with their horns, just a tiny bit. They have a very long beard, and a bit of an emaciated face. They are very clearly somewhere in the Feywild.
Okay.
This is a pretty massive possession to span planes of existence in order to simply take over a drunk body for a few minutes. But then you latch onto the eyes, and the eyes are entirely goat-like. They have that sort of square-ish
Like
pupil.
rectangular, like
Yeah,
vertical.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's almost as if the eyes are, you almost see reflections of bits and pieces of your life flit through the eyes themselves, as if looking into yours connected you, and they're kind of recording a bit of your life here and there about what led you to here. You see struggling with Black Tom. You see struggling to regain memories. You see being tortured by Behelit. You see emerging as a light of Behelit, a shadow over all of your thoughts and your memories. You see meeting your friends and your family now. They then started to burn another light inside of you. And you see Hikari. Not the Hikari standing in front of you. Not the older Hikari that even you had killed previously. But you know it's her. You know it's Hikari. Some older iteration of Hikari. She's smiling. And that's it. The connection starts to waver and shake a bit.
So in this, I've kind of just so I'm clear, I'm sort of picturing I've reversed essentially the connection. So I'm now seeing this figure where they are in the Feywild, who is seeing essentially their intention is seeing parts of my life, parts of my mental, landscape that they are recording. They seemed positive as they were sort of interesting, right? Like they didn't seem like they were like, oh, true, this is awful interesting.
Yeah, no, they seemed that something they saw in you was very curious.
I want to, carrying through with that arcana, not do the thing that I normally do when I mind link with somebody, which is send them a spell to hurt them. But if they are recording, they're almost like, to me, they're pulling parts of my mindscape. I want to take this, and with all of Charity's conviction, the moment right now is in front of them in the Feywild. A Charity with the wings expanded and the halos, but just made entirely of flame.
Yeah.
You wanted to know what I would do. You threaten my family. You will be far more desperate to learn what I won't.
And at this, you snap back entirely into this real life moment, and you see Hikari whip over to you. Oh, interesting. So you...
I am Caloran Charity of the family. I am the light and the flame. Your patron may decide where to place their bet, but I will not be the dice.
He sort of lunges at Charity very quickly.
I'm still holding his hands.
That's what I'm asking. How much are you restraining?
I mean, I was holding them pretty firmly to make sure that there couldn't be any finger works.
Yeah.
So maybe his face and his arms could rotate behind.
Yeah, exactly. That he the rest of his body, even though his hands stay in place, the rest of his body really quickly goes up to you. You don't even know what you are. Certainly not who you are. None of you do. That maybe bodes ill for success. And his eyes glance over to you, Burbage.
Charity will sort of pat the cheek. You misspoke. What you mean to say is that we do not know what I am. But I just told you who I am. I am, by my choice, Caloran Charity of the family. Your patron, Behelit, all the rest will never take that from me again.
Give me a persuasion or intimidation roll with advantage. Your choice. And as he's doing that, Burbage, he looks over at you. Are you even going to stop him? He looks over to you, Clem.
I'm having a conversation with the fairy, if I can
Fair.
remember.
Yeah.
He looks over at Clem's back.
Right. I've just been trying to talk with her the whole time.
Does your friend even realize how they can help? He looks at you, Stormbringer. Are you really the glue that holds this together? And he sort of looks down at Hikari a little bit. And she doesn't even realize how important this is. She's trying to hide it and ignore it and bury it. This is interesting. What'd you roll?
20, not nat.
We will leave you a package. Tomorrow. It's on. Right outside the step here.
A bomb?
It won't be a bomb. And now I'm so sorry. But I do need to leave. And as all of this has been going on, Clem, what have you been speaking with Tondri
Oh, yeah.
about?
I really just wanted to bring her over.
Yeah.
And then try and have a message cantrip conversation.
Okay.
And just be like, you seem really scared all of a sudden. Is this guy not your friend?
Not exactly a friend. He's more like a cousin.
Is he the kind of cousin that's that like your family doesn't talk about because he's dangerous and maybe they're a little embarrassed about him?
No, he's the one that carves the turkey.
Is the turkey a metaphor for a person?
No. Do you carve people?
I mean, I don't, but I've seen it happen.
Randolph, sort of next to you, goes, I carve.
Randolph next to you, don't touch.
Don't touch. Yeah, he's just kind of making noises and stuff next to you. And
is his goal the same as yours?
I don't even know what his goal is. I work for him.
I mean, you're the one that called him here. I heard you do it.
Well, I had to.
You didn't, though. Like, we're not assholes. You have to, like, we're not. We weren't going to do anything. We were just talking. So you didn't have to. You chose to. And then you also got scared. So why did you call somebody here that you're more afraid of than you are of us?
Because if I didn't, what they would do to me is far worse than what they're trying to do now.
Why do you want to work for people like that?
It's family.
Nah, that's abuse.
I can't get out of it.
Are you sure?
Would you let me go? Give me a chance. I could run.
Here's my question. Would you actually, or are you just lying to me? I mean, listen. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Tondri. I'm going to let you go regardless. I never planned to keep you here forever. We just wanted to talk, and we didn't want you to run away while we talked. We're not monsters. Randolph is, but that's a different story. I'm gonna let you go. You're gonna make your own choices. I don't know. You shouldn't have to be tied to people that you're terrified of. Listen, I mentioned at the beginning that I have lived alone in the wilderness for like decades. I did that because I needed to get away from people who were too powerful for me and had too much control over me. It's possible to do. I know that I'm not saying our situations are exactly the same. You're a little fey, you got this weird patron guy, it's a whole thing. But you can do it. You don't have to let stronger men control you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes,
If I open this right now, do you think that you could escape without Schmo over there noticing?
I think so. Yeah.
Would it help if I made you really tiny?
Sure, that would help.
Okay. I'm gonna open the jar. I'm gonna cast a spell. It's gonna make you real little. It'll only last like an hour or so.
Okay.
But
Listen.
then hopefully you can slip through some things.
Listen, while everyone is trying to figure out whether you're going to succeed or fail, I want you to know I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate that. You know, while you figure your stuff out, if you need to check in with us, check in with us.
Okay. And if you need something, you can contact me too.
You have ways to like defend yourself?
I do, yes.
All right. So yeah, okay, so it only lasts for a minute. So you gotta be quick.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make you real itty bitty and you can hopefully just slip out unseen, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
What do you want? I'm gonna ask real quickly, what do you want me to say to him once he sees that you're gone? I could tell him I ate you.
Could you just do that really cool thing where like, oh, Tondri had a message for you. It's right here. Could you just do that? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Just give him a middle finger. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Do that. Okay, good luck.
Okay, and I'm gonna open the jar and cast enlarge reduce and reduce them.
And reduce them, not enlarge them.
Yeah.
Because that'd be funny
I want
after
to
all
make him
that.
like a little
she's
tiny
trying to get
little
away.
fly and just yeah, right. Just be like, I'm gonna cast enlarge and be like, she's trying to escape.
Awesome. Brilliant. All right, so she does that. She kind of quietly flitters down the side of your leg, and you see her kind of running along the floor in front of you, seemingly incredibly unnoticed by everyone else in the room. And that's hard to do with Burbage and Nadine still here. Yeah.
Figure she's the size of like a fly or something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At this point, the figure within Hikari bows low to the rest of you.
I was going to say, before they leave, Charity would want
Sure.
to say something else to them, but if they have something, by all means.
I think I shall take my leave. Goodbye, all.
You point at us and say, we do not know. Things we carry, the things we try to put down. This world is for mortals. And that means there's things we don't know. That means there's things we try to carry and things we... If your bet is for this world, you have to bet.
Thank you for your input. And she's drunk, but she's fierce. Okay. I will take my leave now. Thank you all for a lovely conversation. And then all of a sudden, Hikari, you are back. For a second there, it felt like you were having to push another consciousness out or something, which felt really weird, like almost another body you had to just shove out of your own body.
I don't even get to flip him off?
Yeah, he just left then.
Am I still standing?
You are still standing, and now everyone is kind of looking at you, and as you come to consciousness.
Oh my gods.
She's back.
I just had the craziest sex dream, everyone.
He's back.
Did it involve, like, being restrained?
It involved like crocodiles. I don't even know.
Okay.
Weird and long fingers.
Crocodiles with long fingers?
Crazy, y'all.
That's horrifying.
Yup.
Wait, what?
I stumble away.
What
little
just
bit.
happened?
Hikari had a sex dream about crocodiles with long fingers?
Why was Hikari acting all... Hikari, you were acting weird there for like 10 minutes. Weirder than usual.
Weird. That's what I was gonna say. Weird by whose definition?
Something happened.
What was I doing?
Did I miss something?
Charity's gonna sort of look over. I feel like also like Charity was incredibly intense for all of that, and it sort of like goes out with an exhale, and he just sort of like, yeah, you missed a little bit. A little bit.
Where are we right now? I'm sorry.
You're still in Adine's place.
Is there a bucket of water anywhere? Adine, do you have a bucket of cold water?
Sure, over here. That's, it's a little lukewarm because I haven't been here in a few days, but it'll be clean.
Okay, so just like throw it at my face. Go. 1, 2, 3, throw.
At this, you see her sort of wave her hand, and the water rises out of the bucket and then sploosh straight into your face.
I like drive like a dog, just kind of like. Okay. Now, what happened? And who's got a drink?
So I don't have any alcohol right now, but you got possessed, I think. I don't know. You weren't you anymore. It was just somebody was in your body. And they were saying a lot of weird things, and they worked for, I don't know, because a lot of those conversations happened in messages, actually. I'm probably not the one who should be, like, recapping this. But anyway, they were weird, and they kept saying really inappropriate sexual stuff, and I didn't like that at all. Then I think they were gonna hurt the fairy, but they didn't hurt the fairy, so that's good. And they wanted to kind of see what we were like. So they touched Charity's face and stared into his eyes, and then they said kind of shitty things to all of us. To you, they said that you don't even realize how important this is, that you're trying to hide it and ignore it and bury it. And then they said that it's interesting. And they were just kind of shitty and mean. And then they left.
Someone possessed Hikari.
Yeah.
Adine says, Burbage, were you asleep for that whole thing? I'm looking at maps over here and I caught everything.
I don't think so.
Do Burbage even know about the fairy?
Like, I mean, I've been like drunkenly around for like some nonsense with the fairy, half of which is, I think a lot of the conversations were happening in messages. So
yeah,
I'm just out loud, but yeah.
So I don't think anything with the stranger ever got said out loud, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing Burbage is just totally.
No. Actually,
that's what I figured.
No, Clem did turn to possessed Hikari, to Goat Kari, and say, "Are you the stranger?"
Okay.
Like that
Yeah,
was
and he
out
said no.
loud. I was like,
Yeah.
and you heard that? No,
Okay.
no. I work for him, or I work for them.
So apparently, the person possessing Hikari works for the stranger.
Oh,
Who's a jerk.
Charity's gonna
would I?
goat eyes, long horns. Just sort of gonna give as accurate a description as he can. Sitting in the Feywild.
Would I be able to use my modify memory spell to like remember that? Like at least like having that presence in me or like what I saw and stuff? Because like I imagine myself kind of fighting them off, obviously, like in a physical way in my mind.
Yeah, you remember that part. You remember you fighting them off.
But wouldn't I be able to remember what I said, what was said through me and stuff? Because I was just basically unconscious.
Sure. I think you could use a modify memory
Okay.
and pretty easily do that.
All right, I'll
Sort of
look at
bring
it real
that
quick.
fugue state up
Yeah.
to full consciousness.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Talk amongst yourselves.
Charity's
fair.
gonna sort of look around at everyone. Well, we've gained useful information through this overall.
And they're gonna leave us a bomb?
No, they said not.
Oh,
We'll hope not.
so nothing then.
Whatever this is, it does indeed seem that every force in this world is beginning to move, and everyone's attention has been drawn to what is going to happen here.
Oh, gosh. Well, good thing we don't have to worry about Clone Charity anymore, am I right?
When did that
About
stop
what?
being a thing that we worried about? He said, good thing we don't have to worry anymore about Clone Charity, and then passed out.
By the way, speaking of forces converging, they're making a beeline right for Cliffmill. As straight as you can go through the mountains, straight here.
Wait, who is?
Army of Living Flame, I'm assuming?
Yeah. The things that did this to me, and she holds up a little bit of her burned arm, though healed, still resembling a bit of the redness and scar from it.
How long do we have?
By these maps here, 16 days. So,
Who's in control of that flame army? Do we know?
his name is Ragnar. And at this, the old lady in the corner sits up again.
Jesus Christ, Palatoth, a little warning.
I apologize.
Who are you?
His name is Ragnar. He's a red dragon.
Oh, cool. Got a whole little, like, opposed opposites thing you got going on.
What? How old is Ragnar?
Far older than I am.
Oh fuck.
He's ancient. He's fierce.
And at this, she's rubbing her wound in her shoulder.
He's the new general of the army.
Oops.
And at that, let's call it for tonight.
Ragnar?
Ragnar.
Did killing off the old general of the army bring about a worse, more powerful general of the army?
Yep.
Cool. You're welcome, us.
Yay!
Glad I
That
did that
happened-
in the one shot.
That happened in the
It happened in the one shot.
the Fireblight one?
Yeah,
Fireblight
my
one shot.
character trapped the general of the army, which was like a phoenix or something.
Uh-huh.
I trapped them in a flask, and I thought that would be helpful, but apparently it was worstful.
Merciful.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks for playing. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get to at least this point, but our role play went very quickly tonight, even, which is not normal. So yeah, we got here very quickly and didn't need to take a break. We just kind of powered on through. So thanks, players, for doing that, and thanks for amazing role play. Always so good. So yeah, so we're gonna pick this up again in a couple weeks. We love you. Hang in there, everyone. Spend some time on yourself. Play some games with friends. Yeah. Until next time, we'll see you.
Good
Night.
night.
Good night, friends.
Bye.
Lonely she walks down beside the green river. My lady she was, and I bend my knee. One divine, my seraph, my heart to deliver. She gives